Welcome back, traders. This is just continuing on from the basic MetaTrader functions. We could even call this, say, part 2 of the basic MetaTrader functions. If you have a look at the notes on page 4, you'll see that we've got the first functions here with opening a chart and setting up your chart. Once again, I'm not going to follow these notes exactly, but once you've gone through the videos, if you do like reading through things as well, start off here on page 4 under the first functions section. Alright, let's go ahead and open up our MetaTrader again. We've got that markets.com MetaTrader symbol right there. Okay, you'll see that we've got MetaTrader where we left it last time. Now if you have been playing with yours, you'll probably have a whole lot of things on top of there. First thing we are going to do is we're going to get rid of all of these things. If you made yours full screen, you should see it like this. And on the top right here, you see we have a little underscore for minimize. We've got restore down and we have close. See, if I go to restore down, it puts it back into the shape that we had. If you minimize it, it'll just drop it and hide it at the bottom. You'll see at all times we've got tabs across here. If you have more than one chart open, you will always have a tab, 2 or more tabs across here. So you could highlight through like this and just ticking through. But what I want you to do now is see this little cross, not the big red one, the one underneath. Click close, 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 close. Basically close all of the charts that you have open, so we have a nice blank screen up there. Now, one of the most important things that you're going to be doing is adding new currency pairs, adding a new chart. Up here we've got this button here, it says new chart. Yours might be in a different place, but look for this icon, it's always got the plus. Click plus and let's load up the good old faithful euro dollar. You'll see that we have the euro dollars loaded up here. First thing I like to do is click there and just make it full screen, so it takes up the whole thing. Now it doesn't look very nice and it looks very hard to read, so now we're going to start editing the chart. You can follow the steps either on the video or after the video, go through the notes and follow the steps that I've put there, and you'll end up with the same look of chart that I have. I find it's very easy to read and I've had a lot of positive feedback from it, and we don't need to overcomplicate our lives. There are so many traders out there who have unbelievable amounts of indicators on there and they don't even use it. They just find that it just looks busy, so it must be good. But no matter what you're using, you want it to start off clean, it needs to look good, because this is something you're going to be staring at all day long. Okay, so now we have our chart open there. First thing we want to do is find a decent zoom level so we can see what's happening. Let's say pick this zoom level. Now you'll see with this chart we've got bar charts loaded. We want candlesticks. So remember up here with all these different toolbars, we've just used the zoom. We're now going to go to candlesticks. So we're going to click there and load it up to candles. Okay, now it's starting to look better. Now we're not happy with the colors. If you click on charts up here, we've got the various different menu items. We're going to click on charts, and at the bottom we've got properties. Click there to load it up. You'll see we get this properties screen up here. This is basically where we can edit all of the various colors. We have color schemes. MetaTrader comes with 3. The first one is yellow on black, which in my opinion is equally as ugly as the green on black. The last one is black on white. So just click on the down arrow, select black and white, and click OK. Just have a look at how that looks. Now it already looks a lot better, but for me it just doesn't look quite right, and I stare at these charts a lot. I need it to look comfortable and not too busy. So we're going to go back to charts, we're going to click properties, and the first thing I'm going to change is I'm going to change the color of these candles. What I typically do is I change my bull candles to a green color. It's over here, lime, that's it, and bear to a red. Now remember, bull means up, it's candles that have gone up. I like green because green kind of means go, and the bear is downwards motion in the market, so I changed that to red, showing me down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click OK and show you. Alright, now it's already starting to look nicer. It's just a lot clearer to be able to pick up the solid red trends and solid green trends, although it is a very bearish market, and it just makes things a lot clearer. But I still want to change one last thing. I'm going to click on properties, click on common now, and you'll see here we've got this grid. I'm going to turn off the grid. I'm going to click OK because we don't need that grid. that grid is pretty much just arbitrary price levels that are there to confuse you. The only price levels we want to see in there are ones that we have chosen that are important, not just an arbitrary grid. So let's take it out. And now all of a sudden we have a much cleaner looking chart. At any time you can press F11. What's going to happen is it's going to explode this chart into a full screen and remove all of the other windows, like that. And now it becomes even easier to read. But let's go back, and that's just by pressing F11. I think there is another way, I'm fairly certain. Yes, you can click on view and go to full screen. You'll find if you have a laptop with funny function keys, it might be an easier way for you to do it. Alright, so now we have a clean chart. We've got decent colors and there's no grid, so it's easy to read. One thing you'll see is if we go and we add another chart, let's add the pound dollar. It's got this horrible green thing all back again. By clicking on the tab to euro dollar, you see we have a nice setup, and then that's the standard MetaTrader setup. So we don't want to have to go and edit it every single time. And you'll find that with different systems, with different indicators loaded, it takes a bit longer. It's not as quick as what we just did here. So what we want to do is we want to save this as a template. Remember in the last video we briefly spoke about templates. Templates is basically your chart settings, your colors, your candlestick, your zoom level, everything like that. The only thing it doesn't really save is the time period, but that's fine because you're moving through all the time. And you're saving it as a template that you can then assign to any new chart that you open up. Easiest way to access it, if you have a look at this button here, it's our templates button, and the two main options is save and load. Now I'm going to save this template, and I'm in the habit of calling all of my templates AAA and then something else. The AAA just sort of puts it to the top of the list, so I don't have to go through the whole list looking for templates. I'm going to call this one colors because it is blank. The only thing I've really changed are the colors. I'm going to save it. Now if I go back to this pound dollar that I had opened before with this horrible looking typical MetaTrader thing, I can click on here, and you can either click on load template and find it, or you'll see that it should be up here already, and all you have to do is click and it'll update and apply these settings to this chart. I'm going to show you another example, just one more time. We're going to open up Australian US dollar. It's another good pair to trade. And we've got the same horrible look. Just going to click here. Instead of clicking colors, I'm going to show you what happens if I do load templates. Just load and it brings up the directory with all your templates. Select it, click open, and boom, it applies. So this really does make life a lot easier. So just remember this templates button. If you make something that works well for you, so you have different colors and it'll save your indicators, everything like that, you click on the button and then you can select save template, give it a name, and then it should appear here for you to load it. See, I can click on any of these standard ones and it loads up, and here we go. But our first one we're dealing with in this course needs to look like this. Alright, that's it for now. Next thing we're going to be going through part 3. We're going to be looking at how to place a trade, modify a trade, close a trade, and so on. Chat to you guys soon.